Okay, Geoff, so 1-1 against a decent team in a decent game against Larkspur, but do you feel like it was 2 points dropped?
Yes, considering, I mean, if I go on sort of like results basis, yeah, it is obviously for what we were trying to do. You know, we knew it was always an outside bet. I mean, at the turn of the year, in our position where we were in the league, I sort of set the lads sort of a big target in terms of winning majority, if not like a good like 90% of our games. So that's what we had to do to put ourselves in contention, because it was out of our hands, which was, again, well, I said, it's frustrating because it was in our hands earlier in the season. Then we had a big dip, and then we sort of like, okay, we've just left ourselves a lot to do, but we are capable. So I mean, it mirrored a lot of last week, to be honest, where we started well and then we sort of dropped off, and then second half we sort of tried to rally them up and try and get them going again, but we couldn't. And you know, we conceded you know, a sloppy goal, but on a run of play, so you could say that it was coming. We tried to change it around. Unfortunately, you know, we had a few away today in terms of attacking options, because usually, you know, our wingers and, you know, our forwards, we can rotate, and it's, you know, it's quite competitive. So we're a bit stuck in that sort of regards, and it's just turned into sort of a bit of a scrap, which again, so no disrespect to them, suited them, but they were well worth the draw, to be fair. So we've got to rally the troops again, rally them up, you know, because obviously a big cup final. We don't want this sort of performance go into a cup final, because then Kensington Dragons could easily, you know, on their day, it could turn us over. So we need to raise it a bit, I think. So we need to find form. We've got 2 games before then, so we put our heads together. Hopefully we can get a few more back, and then sort of get to sort of our sort of spine, because we're a consistent team. Then today we had to turn it around due to availability and injuries. But I'm confident, you know, we just got to get back into training, get the confidence back up, and, you know, try and get a good performance, because I don't think we've been performing anywhere near what we're capable of. Yes, we've been getting results, but the problem is when you're getting results and not performing, eventually it does catch up on you, and that's what I think happened today.
So Steve, we've had a good record against Larkspur, and we got the early goal and just needed to kick on really, I guess, but it just didn't happen.
Yeah, no, I think it was Fred had 2 great saves from the keeper. He had 2 chances. Jake had a chance.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, no, keeper did well, and they go in. I mean, we've said this too many times, but if they go in, it's a different game. You're 3-0 up after 15-20 minutes, and it gets easier. And we've been our own worst enemy recently, and yeah, from our point of view, that performance, and we were very honest with the troops out there. We had checked with the lads that wasn't acceptable, and that's not the level we want to be at. But fair play to Larkspur, they kept going, and in the end they had more ball than us, and we were just giving away free kicks for fun, and they kept popping it in, and a couple of mistakes, and they scored. But I suppose the positive is it was a point. We didn't lose. We're still unbeaten, I think, for a long time. So we'll just get Gary on the stats for that. But yeah, it's been a long time. So we'll take some positives from it, but yeah, it's frustrating from the sidelines, frustrating with the players. It feels like a loss, even though it's not. But as the gaffer said, we've got to regroup and go again next week.
So Geoff, probably the league title is a bit out of our reach now, certainly not out of our hands, but there's a cup final, and I guess you're building for next season and the old spotted dog and having a good go.
Oh yeah, of course, lots to look forward to. I mean, even before today, it was going to be a big ask, because again, it's out of our hands. So we're looking at favours. North West London, they have the goal difference. So again, so if we're level on points, it goes in their favour. So it's always going to be a big ask. But like you say, obviously we've got a cup final, so really that's what we're sort of got to galvanise towards before, because obviously we played Kensington last week. I don't envision them playing any different than they did last week, but we saw, you know, if you allow them to play, they can produce, and, you know, they could maybe cause us a problem. So we really need to raise it, and obviously we've got big decisions to make, because if everyone's available, we've got a really good squad, as everyone knows well and well. But, you know, if you're on form, you know, the team really picks itself. So the shirt's there, as Stu said before the game today, you know, if the chances are there, you've got to take it. If you don't, then you can't really have any complaints when people come straight back in. So, yeah, like you said, lots to look forward to. Obviously, it was a great day midweek, going back to the dog. So we want to credit all the volunteers, you know, all the fans and members. You know, it was a big effort to get back in, and it was a great occasion. So lots to look forward to in terms of next season. But obviously, we want to finish this season, you know, with a trophy. I don't think, you know, we want to keep that record up in terms of having silverware every completed season, you know, so we don't want to let it there. And obviously it's good to get that winning feeling going into next season. You know, when you win things, you build that sort of character up so people know what it takes to win.
And then Stu, looking at other positives, so long and beaten run, we've been tight at the back recently, you know, and Reece got man of the match last week, you know, another good goal from Fred today, so that, you know, just tell us some of the positives from today.
I mean, I say, it's 1-1, so we don't, I don't think we've lost since Christmas, so that's great. I'm probably as guilty as the players for feeling like it's a bit of a loss today, so it's not as enthusiastic as we normally are, but that's because we set the bar high, and we're collectively disappointed that we didn't perform better. But I say, Fred for me was fantastic against them. I don't think he missed a flick on. We were trying to keep it that. Every time we went up, we flicked it on. But he had to come off with cramp blessing because he runs so much.
A bit more.
Jake, exactly. Jake, running to the ground. Charlie, quality again today. Jack saved us again, which he's doing far too often with that save to tip over. So we just collectively want everyone to step a few gears up for the final push. And as Geoff said, there's places up for place, and you know, Josh, Noah obviously was a naughty boy, and he's had a ban, so he's out for one more game, but he'll be knocking on the door to come back in. Josh, you know, Julian, Sherwin, gosh, Taff, you know, we've got one hell of a squad, and hopefully it'll be available in the next few weeks, and we can put on some good performances. Really, and we want to get the momentum for the cup final. So obviously a big game against North West London. We owe them a victory. We owe them to beat them. And then we're going into the cup final with difficult choices from our side of who to pick, but the momentum's there. So I think the biggest thing today is it's another point, and we haven't lost for a long time, which is great.
And touching on cup finals, a big one tomorrow.
Oh, yes,
first one, the women's first cup final. So if people are available, please, obviously let's get down and support our women's team. You know, let's add silverware because we want to fill out the trophy. And that's what we do. We want to fill it out, you know, as much as we can. So you know, anything. It doesn't matter if it's the dev team, the fives, whoever wins. You know, we're all a family. So if you can get that to support, that'd be great. Let's bring it home.